Welcome to Simply Happy, a show where you'll be learning how to shift to a more positive perspective in easy-to-manage steps. Who am I? My name's Olivia. I'm a mother, a wife, the driven woman behind SimplyOli.com, and someone who ditched depression and bipolar disorder through mastering my mindset and emotions. So let's chat about some tips that have helped transform my life, because life doesn't need to look perfect to be happy. Hey there, what's up, and welcome back to another episode of Simply Happy. It's your girl, Olivia, from SimplyOli.com, offering you the street smarts of mental health. I am so excited about today's episode. It's a big one. It's a big one that's dear to my heart. And we're talking about doing what scares the crap out of you. Yeah, freaking doing it. But before we dive in, I want to take a hot second to just remind you to maybe pause this, take some time right now or at the end of this episode, and not only leave this podcast a review, but leave a review for all the podcasters you listen to if you haven't already. If you have been listening to some and you're like, dang, I keep meaning to leave a review for that podcaster, do it. It helps them out, it shows them the love, and it's a way for you to just spread a little joy, put smiles on some faces, and feel good about yourself, honestly. So yeah, take some time, leave everybody a review, and if you don't have iTunes and you can't leave a review, because I don't know how those other platforms work, but if that's the case, send them a message. Tell them how much you enjoy the show, or maybe share their shows. I don't know. Just spread the joy and happiness and love for all. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, so today's episode was kind of inspired by my book that's going to be coming out really soon. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm releasing a book. Yes, it's called Back to Happy. I'm not going to ramble on about it, but basically it's the steps to get you back to happy no matter what situation comes up in your life, whether it's like literally as deep as depression or anxiety, or it's just, maybe you had to move back in with your mom or a relationship ended. Who knows? Anytime life throws you a curveball, I'm offering you the steps to get back to happy in that book. So I hope you check it out when it comes out. Anyway, not the last chapter, but close to the end is my chapter on how to face fears. Why do we need to face our fears, Olivia? I don't know why. They're scary for a reason, right? No. They were scary for a reason. Not anymore. We're changing that. But why am I encouraging you to do what scares you? And I will give you some ways to go about it. Obviously, the book is more in depth. But why do you need to do what scares you? Because, dude, it could unlock a passion you never realized you even had. I can't tell you, it's literally everything I do today was a fear of mine at some point. It's so nuts to think about. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? I don't think you are. I was scared of being a mom, right? I never wanted to be a mom. Scared of being a mom. Scared of speaking knowledgeably on a topic. Hello, that's what this podcast is. Sup. So that was a fear. Coaching people, like actually thinking like, can I actually help somebody get to where I'm at? So coaching people one-on-one, that's what I do as Simply Empowered. Got over that fear. Dead bugs. Dude, dead bugs, live bugs, butterflies especially. I was scared of all of that stuff. Okay? It's what I do when I make my jewelry. I play with dead bugs. I also handle live ones now. If I hadn't gotten over all of these fears, this is my point, SimplyOli would not be in existence. I started SimplyOli because I had kids. It started with me working with jewelry, which involves bugs, and now it is this beautiful, wonderful thing where I get to help people. Everything I'm doing in my life right now was the scariest crap to me at some point. And when we can just move through our fears, see them for what they are, and move through them, it opens so many doors and unlocks so many opportunities, because fears were put in place probably when we were younger because it made us feel safe, made us feel small and secure. But as we get older, we don't reassess those fears or why we even had them in the first place. And that's truly where, the problem ends up lying, is that you just think that this is just built into like your freaking DNA or something. You're like, this is just who I've always been. This is how I am. I've just always been scared of this thing. Okay, but why? And don't just tell me because it's scary. Don't tell me because it's a rational fear or it's an irrational fear, because that's a bunch of nonsense. I talk more about that in the book. Your fear is as big as you make it. That's why some people are scared of snakes and some people aren't. Okay? Nothing is actually scary. Because if it was, everyone would be scared of it, and no one would be the exception. So we make things as scary as we want to make them. And that could have happened from past experience, what we were taught, stories we've told ourselves, right? All of those things play into what we deem is scary, is a fear. I used to not want to do any of this teaching and coaching stuff because I literally was always afraid of looking stupid. If I never tried, I'd never fail, right? And then I avoid looking stupid. Wrong. I used to think I wasn't smart enough. Bugs were scary because they were unpredictable. Because I didn't know what they were going to do next, even if it didn't even involve hurting me. I liked safe, secure, and the mundane, except for the fact that that was the biggest frustration of my life, is that I didn't want things to be bland and boring and mundane. How contradictory was the life I was living? Regardless, you have to sit, take the time, get to know your fear. That sounds scary, right? Get to know your fear. Like, look at it. Why are you scared of it? Did somebody teach that to you? Did something happen? I already mentioned these things. But really sit and assess it. And then ask yourself, do I need to be scared of this? What is this holding me back from? What am I missing out on? And not that we need to get all FOMO. And for those of you that are my age and didn't know what that was, it's fear of missing out. Anyway, I'm not that old. It's just slang is confusing. It's scary. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, sit and assess and get familiar. And do you need to be scared of that thing? Do you want to be scared of that thing? Because that's the real question. Do you want to be scared of it? And if you have a good enough motivator, then you don't have to be. Beautiful example before I wrap this up is that somebody messaged me on Instagram. They found a dead butterfly on the ground. They hate bugs. They are scared of bugs like I was scared of bugs. I wouldn't have even touched a dead one back in the day. Dude, I started my journey into jewelry with freaking tweezers. It was exhausting. Anyway, she was not down with bugs, but she was really inspired by the type of stuff I make. So that was an opportunity. She wanted to make something really beautiful, and there was a butterfly already passed on the ground. All she had to do was pick it up, and dude, she picked it up. If you are driven by love and you are driven by inspiration, if you're driven by all these positive things, you can get through whatever it is you need to get through. Because she could have looked at that butterfly and said, dude, I'm scared of bugs. And then just never had the opportunity to make this beautiful vision that was in her mind that she wants to create. And I'm so excited to see it when it's done. But you get my point. Stop holding yourself back. Do what scares you. And I bet you're going to find some pretty awesome open doors on the other side of it. I know so many people that have. You just got to work through it. Reflect, take action, and sometimes it's going to take trying and trying again. It may not be that simple as picking up the butterfly. But it's worth it. It's so worth it. So face your freaking fears. Dang it. That's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you share it with other people, be that on Instagram or Facebook, or just actually speaking to somebody's face and being like, hey, I listened to this podcast and it rocks. Thanks. I'm glad you think that. I'm sorry. I get full of myself. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I love you so much. As always, You keep staying simply awesome, I'll keep staying simply Ollie, and I will chat with you on the next pod. Bye.